Welcome back for episode 2, Sleeved and Searching. I should probably look at the camera. Should I look at the camera? I should probably look at the camera more. That way I'm looking at you, right? Oh, God. I've done like 20 takes this time. I don't know. The first episode was super easy. Did it in one shot. This one's going to be cut all over the place. In episode 2, that's 4. I meant 2. I blanked out. Don't know what VSG, I should have done that backwards. VS. It's fine. Just warning you now. All right. This is Sleeved and Searching, episode 2. This is actually part 1 of 2. The conversation between me and Jaron, my special guest on this episode, tend to run a little long, so I'm splitting up the video between 2 videos. I hope you guys enjoy it. This episode's more of like, I want to say it's more of like an interview podcast type of episode, I guess, because it's somebody else and me, and because of the quarantine, we're doing this over Zoom. So, yeah, enjoy it for what it is, and I hope you guys enjoyed me and Jaron talking about the surgery. Now, here's Jaron joining us to talk about the surgery. Jaron, say hello.
Hey, how's it going?
As you can see, I'm recording from the past and he's recording from the present.
This is very true.
This camera is not as good as his Galaxy S10, right?
Yeah.
What a beautiful picture and plug for the Galaxy S10 right now, as you can see how clear the camera is. Versus
Only
this,
got paid for it, right?
Yeah, versus this Dell from like 2010, I think. I don't know. It has a Windows 7 sticker on it, so.
Hey.
Jaron was actually my most personal, I guess, insight to the surgery. This was actually before we became, this was after we were roommates, then we were roommates again.
Yeah.
So you got it, when did you get it?
No, it was the beginning of November. Because I remember I'd gone out of town for Halloween, came back, and then it was surgery time. 2015, beginning of November. So it's been... Yeah, so this November will be 5 years.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, man, that's forever ago.
Crazy, dude.
It wasn't that long ago.
No, I know. When I did the surgery in 2017, I did the process here through the US of A, which is a longer process. It was actually like a 6-month process. So when Jaron did his, you went to Tijuana?
I went down to Tijuana, yeah.
Tijuana, Mexico. So...
That was real quick, too.
They take out a portion of your stomach.
Yeah.
They take out about 80%, 75 to 80% of your stomach that has been stretched to its capacity from where it's at. Because you and me, we both put away tons of food. Tons of food.
I was going to say, I describe it to people as taking a watermelon and turning it into a banana.
That's honestly the best description.
Yeah.
So basically, that section of your stomach is responsible for producing a hormone. I believe it's called ghrelin. I can't remember.
That may not be the right pronunciation. I don't know. It's
GHRELIN, I believe. But anyway, this is the hormone that controls the hunger. It basically lets your body know, like, oh, I'm still hungry. No, I'm full. But when you're an avid eater, that hormone is off balance, or that meter, basically, I like to explain it as a meter, it's broken. So like, you know how like your gas meter, like I can't tell if it's empty or full. Like, yeah, that's exactly.
That's a great way to describe it, actually, because that's how it was. Like, you're like,
yeah,
oh, this whole meal and then be like, all right, I'm still hungry, I think, maybe.
Yeah, but then you'd be full and be like, no, I could have a few more bites. And then you're like,
Yeah.
nah, and then, and then you're trying to pass out. So then basically what happens is when they cut that out, it kind of resets. Not only is our stomach smaller, but it also kind of resets because it's like, oh, yeah, now you can gauge how full you are. Because right off the bat, take a bite and you're like,
You're like, oh, already?
4 ounces of liquid. Anyway. All right, so Tijuana, Mexico.
Yep.
Take it away, Jaron. Walk us through your experience.
Yeah, so I was actually, I went down with my sister because she didn't want to get it by herself. So she kind of talked me into it, and I always saw myself as like not needing something like that because I was like, no, I'm just a big guy. It's totally fine. I just, I carry my weight different. I don't weigh that much. And then it was just kind of like a realization of, I went to, like, my mom actually was like, hey, weigh yourself. And I was 388 pounds. I was almost 400 pounds. And it was just one of these things where I was like, I'd never been that big in my life. And I'd always gone through like weight fluctuations. So I was like, no, I can't really be that big. And then I weighed myself and I was like, what? Like, are you kidding me? So I ended up going because my sister wanted to have it done too. So I went down with her. And I had to make sure my passport was all good to go and all that stuff because I'm going into another country. And on our way down, we had to fast for 2 days. We had to be on a liquid diet for 2 days, which I know in the States it's different here.
Yeah.
They were like, you have to be, at least 2 days because they want your stomach to shrink back down to its normal size when they do the surgery.
Mine was a 2-week process of that.
Yeah.
Versus your 2 days.
Yeah, my 2 days versus your 2 weeks is. But yeah, so I went down, and our mom was like our driver. She was gonna be our driver for us, and she kept getting like normal food and like talking about how good it was, and we just kind of hated it. And then so we got down to Tijuana. We had a lady who helped us go down there, and she was like, she was like our driver in Tijuana.
Yeah.
And we got to our hospital. I like to say that because was like a dental office size. So it was pretty small, and they had one operating room that they did all their surgeries out of. And it was like it was really it was small. It was nice. Like my doctor was this very young man who was like, oh, I do 800 surgeries for these Americans every month. And I'm like, oh, geez. So he was experienced, but he was like this is my spot, So we went in there, got checked in. It was like the day we checked in, it was like, all right, you're doing it in 10 minutes, so be ready. And they're like, here's some paperwork, sign it really quick. And then they kind of were like, all right, let's see who can go first. So like, I think I actually ended up going first. Went in, laid on their one operating table. They knocked me out. The whole procedure was 20 minutes. And they do a laparoscopic. So they make 4 incisions on your abdomen. And they
you had 4?
with, yeah, I have 4. So I have like 5. A baseball diamond. Yeah. I have like a baseball diamond, and they had one off to the side so I have 5 too. There was one off to the side for my excess blood to come out of from them. So after they cut it out, they have to stitch it, but then that wound on your stomach still bleeds. So that's where the extra blood would like drain out of the side. It's kind of gross. Yeah. But they did everything like fairly quickly. And I just remember waking up in the hospital room, which was very small, just, it's fine. And the ladies coming in, they're talking to me about my nutrition and how I can only drink stuff. The first like 4 days I spent in this tiny little hospital room, and they had us get up every 2 hours and make sure we're walking around so that we get that blood flow going, because I guess it can cause clots in your legs and stuff if you don't. So I'm like walking around, and I'm like, everything hurts because it feels super tight, and it's like, it's not on the outside of my stomach, the inside of me feels tight.
Yeah.
And it was just like
gas.
It was like gas. So and like, I know this may be gross, but like the like time that you can like burp or you can fart, like it just immediately is like such a relief that you're like, oh my gosh.
It made you reappreciate the effects of a burp and a fart. Like it really did. Like I'm not messing around with you. Like you take burps and farts for granted. Don't take it for granted.
Don't. Because there's like, it was such a pain reliever. It was like, I'll do this all day.
Right.
And that's the thing too, is like before they let us leave, they wanted to make sure that we had some sort of like burp or fart, because then they're like, all right, everything works. And then the last day they had us go stay in this hotel. So I was there for like the span of like 5 days. Stayed in this like random hotel. Yeah. The doctor came over and was like, all right, doing one last checkup, you're good to go. And then I came back to the States, and it was like a 5-day process.
Dang.
It's pretty short.
But very, very short process compared to my process.
Yeah. And then the cost was, I believe it was $4,500 for the whole thing.
Without insurance. No insurance.
That's without insurance, yeah. Well, I mean, it's Tijuana.
Yeah. Mine was $6,000 out of my pocket, and then my insurance covered the rest. So like the surgery itself was like, I think they told me it was like $30,000.
Yeah, in the States it's $30,000. Yeah.
It's around that. I think it varies, but yeah. Around ballpark about 25 to 30,000, I believe.
Yeah, and most insurances, most insurances see it as like a cosmetic surgery, so they're like, you don't really need it.
Right.
So
especially the skin surgery, that's straight up cosmetic. So
yeah, that is, yeah.
Don't fish around for insurance for that, because you won't find it. Unless you do, hit us up. But,
I mean, there's certain cases where like if it causes you to have like a bad rash or like a bad effect on your skin where like your skin hangs down, then they'll be like, all right, it does affect you, like it hurts you or whatever, then you can usually get it. But in most cases they're like, it's just extra skin, there's
that's true,
no effect. But
yeah, so basically my experience was 6 months.
Okay, so that was the end of part 1. Now it's time for part 2, where I talk about mine next. So be sure to like this video, subscribe, leave any questions at all in the comments, and me or Jaron too can jump on there and talk it out, or I'll put our info down too. You could message us or email us, whatever you want to do. So peace. I keep looking at myself. I'm watching myself. I should be looking at the lens, but I'm looking at myself because dang it, I'm so handsome.